In this video, I'm going to look at what is the Itslearning Planner, where is it located, and how can students view it. Let's get started. The Itslearning Planner is really the heart of an Itslearning course. This is where a teacher can communicate to the students what is actually happening within their course on that particular day, whether we're in online instruction or face-to-face instruction. The teacher can post the agenda for the day, the activities that will be completed, and the teacher, the students, the parents, and school administrators can all see those plans as soon as they get into an Itslearning course. Let's look at where you find the planner and how to use it. I'm logged into this course as a student, and as soon as you go into the course, you land on what's called the overview page. And if there is a lesson plan posted for that day, that will be the very first thing that a student sees right here on the left of this page. So here, notice it's May 4th, and I have a plan for that day. So the teacher's given a description. They've broken it down as to what the instruction will focus on this particular day. So they listed standards. They listed what they want the students to complete for this particular day. And then they attached all the activities and resources for that plan. Now, this is an elementary example, so obviously there's a lot of different topics and ideas that the student needs to do throughout the day. The next plan I have here is a middle school math course. And notice it's a little bit more condensed. It has the description of what they will be doing, has the homework that they need to complete, has a nice picture that kind of adds to the liveliness, and we talked about how important it is to include videos or pictures throughout your Itslearning course. It has the upcoming items of what they need to be studying for or preparing for, and then they have linked resources. Now I'm going to scroll back up, and I hope you notice this little start button. This is a feature that Itslearning actually added a few years back. And it's often overlooked by the students and some of the teachers. They don't even know it's there because they don't see it on their side. You only see this when you're logged in as a student. So as a student, if I just click on Start, what it's going to do is walk the students through each of those sections that I just showed you on that lesson plan. So here's that description. And then over here on the right, there's an arrow. So I can just click to the next item. So I see that attached morning greeting that the teacher had, so I can watch the video, can see what else is going on, and then click to the next linked activity. So I can continue just working through each of the items that the teacher wants me to do for this particular day. This is a great reason for teachers to add their activities and resources to a lesson plan, because it's so easy for the students to then walk through that particular plan. When they're done, they just click the X and they're back to the overview page. I'm going to do the same thing with that middle school lesson. So scroll down. Here's the start button for that one. So they see the description, they arrow through, they see the homework, they see the upcoming items, and then the linked resources. Now another piece that's important to point out here, notice these three stacked lines. If they click there, that's actually all of the resources. So they can skip around, and they obviously can arrow back and forth, but I could skip back and say, show me the homework right now. So that's another wonderful resource to help point out to the students. And like I said, students don't always know that this exists, so you may want to show this to them. Here's another helpful little hint. When you're in your course, and you're in here as a teacher, so I'm going to go back to mine as a teacher. Over here on the right, you've got this little person icon. If you click on that, you can switch at any point in time to say, I want to see this like a student does. So you will then see that start button and you can see what your plan looks like for the student. Now let me show you a couple more things about the planner, where they can find it and what they can do with it. Now, we highly encourage teachers that when they put lesson plans on the planner, that they just post it for the day that they want it to be seen. So notice here I've got today's date as the start and the end date for that particular lesson. And we often hear from teachers that they want to leave that up there for an entire week because it's easier for the students to find it. But unfortunately, overlapping those dates just causes it to be harder for students to find the plan on this particular page, because every single one is going to show, and it's going to be the most recent date, so they're not going to be in the right order. So we always recommend that teachers just do a from and to date for that particular date, and point out to your students that they can always go back and see any plan possible. So once again, I'm in this course as a student, and I can tell my kids that I can click here on the plans. And when it opens into the plans section, notice here, this gives us an option of when or what plans they want to see. So right now, this is displaying every plan that I have available for this particular week. So if the kids want to see everything coming up for the week, they can choose that option. Otherwise, this drop down allows me to say, just show me today. So there's only going to be the one plan. You can say, hey, show me the next 2 weeks. So if the teacher's planned out, they can see everything. They can also do last week or the last 2 weeks, or they can click all. So this is a great thing to show both your students and their parents as a way to just go through and actually see how they can change the view of their planner. And one more thing here, there's also what's called the table view and the list view. Some of you may use the list view when you build things, but students can also choose how they view it. So if I click here on list instead of table, this shows up more as a block looking, and they can scroll down through everything. So you might want to show that to your students and your parents as well. Now the last thing I want to show you in this video is the place where students can go and actually see all of the planners for each of their courses. So if they're enrolled in your conduct course and specials courses in elementary, they can go and see these both in one location. In middle school and high school, they can see all 7 of their classes in this location. So here I am logged in as a student, and to find this planner for all of your courses, they will click on the calendar tab, and then once the calendar tab opens, notice there's a plans tab, so calendar and plans. And then it'll show whatever week you're currently in. Notice they can scroll forward and backwards for different weeks. And then as they scroll down this page, they literally see every single course that they're enrolled in and what the plans are for that particular week. Now the nice thing here is if you have attached resources and activities, the students can actually click on them right there and go to those activities and complete them straight from this planner as well. So there are multiple ways that a student can access your planner, but once again, that planner is such the heart of Itslearning, and the more information you can put on there, the better, but also at the same time, less is more. Don't put too much in the description, put more things in resources so that on that overview page they're not overwhelmed, but they just get a taste of what they need to do for the week or that particular day. Now in future videos I'm going to show you more details on how to actually put lessons in the planner and do a little problem solving for you. But hopefully you feel better about what the planner is, where it's located, and how students can use it.